day, new adventure. Today we're loading up here at Beaker in Rogers, Arkansas. And we are taking it to Parker Hannafin in Red Oak, Iowa. Short deadhead on this load, just pulled out of my driveway. Straight into the middle of the intersection and make an immediate left. It'd be nice if I could load at this place every day. I've never calculated the miles to see exactly how far this is. But it's a fairly common pickup for me. I've never taken a load to Red Oak, Iowa from here, but I usually take loads to tire manufacturers, either Michelin or Cooper. Today we're going to take product used to make hydraulic hoses. Another rough set of railroad tracks. And it is 0.5 miles exactly. Get up here, we're going to check in with the guard, and then we will move on inside to the scale here in a minute to go in and see where shipping wants us. Be right back. All right, another day, another change of procedure. Something changes here every other time I come here, it seems. I used to come in and pull on the left to go check in. Then they used to check me in at the guard shack. A couple times go in, back into a door, and then check in. Last time it was pull in, park on the scale, and check in. Now it's back to pull on the left. We're basically waiting to get loaded now. I'm backed into door 2. There's a truck in door 1. I'm waiting for them to pull out, and then I'll slide over and back in their spot. For whatever reason, they don't want to use this door 2, I guess. So I just slid in it to get out of the way, and as soon as this guy moves, we'll get over there and get loaded, and we'll be on our way. All right, we are out of here in under an hour after our appointment. Was here for about an hour total. We got a grand total of 3 pallets stuck in the front of the trailer. Wasn't expecting that. Turns out this was supposed to have shipped 2 weeks ago. And I guess Parker Hannafin needs this stuff. And this is all they have made, so it was a send whatever you have type situation. So we're taking 3 pallets to Iowa, 400, almost 400 miles. The inefficiencies of trucking and transportation. crazy to think that stuff gets shipped in this small of a quantity. And what's more crazy is that it goes out in a 53-foot trailer. Reason being here, though, is they desperately need the product, which is good for me but bad for them, because it should mean, theoretically, that I will get unloaded rather rapidly. Should mean. Nothing's ever guaranteed in this industry. But if they would have had time, obviously an LTL carrier would have picked us up and got it there within a day or two. Probably could have had it there. I don't see why they couldn't have had it there tomorrow, but I'm also not an expert on how LTL works, so for whatever reason, they're sending it in a truckload. I'll take it because it's a light load, way less fuel being used, which means more money in our pocket. Tomorrow being Friday, I want to go ahead and make sure I get there just as quickly as possible. Otherwise, I'll probably just park, go home, and have lunch with the wife, and head out a little bit later and get there whenever I wanted to tomorrow. But being a Friday, I'm going to have to get unloaded as quickly as possible to help ensure that we get reloaded and don't end up stuck on the weekend. Spoke with the people inside there while I was getting loaded and got a possible contact I could reach out to as far as maybe getting set up directly with this shipper. We'll see how that goes. I'll make a phone call whenever I get a chance and see if there is somebody I can speak to on that. I would love to be able to get regular freight out of somewhere that's only a half a mile from where I park. That would be the ultimate in controlling deadhead miles. And the freight, if the broker is actually letting go of the money, the freight always pays good out of this location. Obviously they try to move it for less, especially XPO and JB Hunt, and XPO's got a lot of it, so you just have to push them on the rates. There's a couple loads that I do, one in particular that they put it up on the load board regularly for far below what I do it for. If I see it and I'll submit a bid, at this point I'm about $800 over what they're posting the load for, and so far they will just take it the moment I submit the bid. They'll email me every week or two about it, when they have one coming up. If I can't handle it, I can't handle it, and then if I don't do one for a couple weeks, they'll not contact me anymore. But then if I put in a bid, they're pretty good about getting me the load pretty fast. Yeah, this is super light. Super light load, gotta love it. And we're getting out of here at a good time. Give it 30 more minutes, this light right here would be backed up almost a mile for the lunch rush. And then about around 2:30 or 3 o'clock, it starts backing up again for the afternoon rush. So we're getting through there in perfect time. That's one of the busiest areas in the mornings and afternoons in this entire region. I got over a quarter tank of fuel, so we can either head up to Lamar, Missouri, or possibly make on up to Sapp Brothers in Harrisonville, Missouri. I'll decide which one I want to stop and fuel at. Guess I'll look at the prices here in a little bit. That'll probably be my ultimate decision. Never had a problem with the fuel at either location, so I will go with whatever the best price is going to be through my fuel card. And that's enough rambling by me for a little while. Let's get on up the highway, and I'll check back with y'all later on this. Hey guys, we've made it to Peculiar, Missouri. Fixing to stop here at this Flying J. I have a meeting at 3 o'clock with people from FR8Connect. Going to discuss with them their platform involving getting direct shippers. And I'm about a little over 30 minutes away from the meeting, which doesn't allow me to get past Kansas City before I stop, so this will be the last place I can stop before getting to the loop going around town. So we're going to stop here, I guess get the windshield cleaned up a little bit, and maybe walk the dog for a couple minutes and get prepared for that meeting. From here, we got about 195 miles to go. Not sure how far we're going to make it. I don't know if Parker Hannafin has overnight parking or not. So I'll check all that out once we get going from here as well. And see how close we can get if we can't make it all the way to the place. Wanting to get unloaded at 7 o'clock when they start, so I can try to find something as quick as possible to reload. For now, we are going to wheel into this junky Flying J. And clean the windshield up a little bit, find us a place to park for about a half hour or 45 minutes or so, and we will be back on the road. program, you are able to get leads from 3 states. The only drawback for me on that is you don't get the information for a specific area of the state, like where you are trying to find freight out of. It's going to be the entire state. There are more different programs that they have where they make sales calls for you and things like that, where they'll be calling in the areas that you're wanting to run out of. But in their most basic system, it's more about leads and providing you with that information and you doing with it what you want. They also have newsletters that come out. I just got their most recent one. I'm going to be reading up on that, and on top of digging around for finding information on some tips for contacting these shippers and, you know, things to be asking, things to be looking for, all of that good stuff. So if I decide to go with their system, I'll see what kind of leads they provide me. Really don't know what to expect yet. It also comes with sonar signals, which is a tool that they have for letting you know about the markets that you're going in and out of. So if you're looking to find freight going to specific markets, it kind of lets you know beforehand if where you're going in is good. You know, if it's in favor of a carrier or if it's in favor of a shipper at the time. So you can make your decision of what you need to go in there, or whether it's a good idea to go in there, or whether you need to be sacrificing a little bit maybe to get in there because it's a good area to come out of. Just for me, it's another tool for the tool bag right now. I'll probably drop down my TAT service to a little bit lower, where I don't have all the extra market data, since I can use what FR8Connect has, and the differences will cancel out the cost of FR8Connect, so I'm not investing any extra money at the time, you know, right off the bat. So if it turns out not to be a good fit for me, you know, I can let it go and never really lost anything. If it turns into something where the leads generate actual contracts for me out of where I'm working out of, then it'll be a good thing. But if you have your own authority and you are a single truck carrier, or even just 3 or 4 trucks, but you're having to operate one of them trucks, but you're having to take care of them trucks, or, you know, all the extra work that goes along with it, the first thing you're going to find is it's hard to get away from brokers, because while you might want to do direct freight, it's hard to find out who to call, how to contact the people that you need to talk to. You know, a simple warehouse where you pick up freight, where you would like to get more of the freight, could be corporately owned 9 states away, and it could be 10,000 people working for that company. And getting in the we are coming to the end of our day. We are entering Red Oak, Iowa. If all goes well, there is a little Cubby's fuel stop up here that will have a place for me to park. I'm kind of gambling on that being the case because once I get there, it looks like I'm only a few hundred yards from the receiver. I guess Red Oak, Iowa is down in a hole because it's been going downhill for about 5 miles now, it seems like. About a half a mile from our turn. It's probably going to be the red light ahead of us, but not positive. Or not red light, stop sign. Fuel stop's supposed to be right there on the corner. Yep, I can see it. See a lot of trucks there. Hopefully they left room for me. Because if not, then I done went too far. There's not much for truck parking out here at all. All I need is a spot. Just one spot. That's all I ask. Let's see. Can I turn in here? I don't see anything saying I can't. So I am. Right, looks like what I'm going to do is just wheel around. Oh yeah, they mentioned a lot adjacent to the place. It looks like an old closed down store right there. That'll probably get some trucks in it overnight as well. Nice and bumpy going in and out of the gravel. And this is where we're going to camp for the night. Got just a few hundred yards down the road and we will be at the receiver in the morning, and that's where we'll check in with you next. Have a good night. And good morning, everybody. Got the coffee made, dog's been walked, and it's time to go deliver this load. It's actually about 10 minutes past time to go deliver the load, but it's a 7 to 2 window type thing, and it's about 10 after 7, and we are headed up the road. I never like getting somewhere right when they are opening. I like to give them 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that, to get in there to make your coffee, get situated. They seem to be a lot more receptive when you do that, as opposed to being standing at the door whenever they get up. Up this road, 6/10 of a mile, and we will be there. Lots of open area out here. Walked the dog for a long time last night. Took her for a very long walk this morning too. That's fine. Leaving a couple minutes later than we planned. Grasshoppers are everywhere, and she loves to chase them. And this little blue building right here on the left should be us. Coming. All right. These guys are full of jokes this morning. Checked in, told them I had some wire for them, and they looked at me like I was crazy, like what kind of wire? Looked at each other, shaking their head, put me into a nice panic, and then they laughed. Told me to back in the door too. Thought we were fixing to start off to a nice, interesting morning. Not the greatest amount of room to back in at this place, but that's all right. That means we can blindside a little bit. we get turned around the direction we need to be facing. We accidentally almost hit the door. Perfect. Wasn't even trying to yet. Just trying to get the trailer turned around. Be nice if the rest of the day goes this good. Into the dock. Sort of eased into it. All right, let's sit here and see if we can get unloaded. All right, took about 5 or 10 minutes, got unloaded. We just shut our doors, backing back up a little bit. Get pretty close to the dock here. Let's see if we can turn and get out. Almost, but not quite. I could probably make it. Drop off that concrete. It's kind of ragged and jagged. I prefer not to. Luckily nobody's in dock 1, so if there was, I don't know how I'd get out of here. Or if there was, I probably wouldn't have got in the dock I was in either, so we're done. Now we got to try to get back over here to this truck stop that's a whole half-mile away and begin searching again for loads. I'm going to try to search there anyway. The internet here is absolutely horrible. Alright, that wraps this load up. We're going to cut the video off here and we will check back in with you on the next one. Have a good day.